let's move to Team Germany. Now, this one's interesting because their forward group's pretty insane. On defense, it's Moritz Seider and his merry men.
There's another guy who's going to he might have to play 40.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting about Germany, too, is, again, like the Czechs, like the Slovaks, they play a system. And, you know, that first line's pretty sick. Draisaitl, Stützle, Peterka. And then you got Szymanski, Sturm, Reichel. And then McAllis, who I don't believe has ever played in the NHL. Is that Tobias Reeder?
Oh, wow.
Stakowick? I don't know. He's a Lightning player.
Tiffels,
Dominic Cahoon, and I don't even know who that is. Ill.
We got the European Hockey League.
Yeah, that's right. Alexander Ill. And then look at defense. The defense is hilarious. You've got Leon Gawanke. You got Moritz Seider. You've got two Muellers. All right.
They're two different ages, which helps. Kai
Wisman. And the first Mueller, who's in the top four, is Jonas Mueller. Steve, you ever heard of Jonas Mueller?
No.
And then in the 5 spot, Fabio Wagner. We love Fabio. And then the second Mueller is Moritz Mueller, who is 39 years old. Good for him.
100%. I love hearing you try and get these names.
Yeah, the German names are very tough.
The German names are fun.
Not excelling.
Austria. I remember the first time we did the Olympics and we went through some of the rosters, and we went through the Austrian roster and trying to pronounce those names.
Give us the press box.
Yeah. Press box. Schutz, Giebel, Toomey, and Kable. Kabel. Keibel. It's Keibel. Because the A with the things.
I don't know, man.
And then their goalies are Philip Grubauer, Niederberger, and Franz Reb. And you know what? If you've heard of Franz Reb or Niederberger, good for you.
I've heard of Niederberger. I have.
Good for you.
I need a burger right now.
Good for you.
Grubauer, who I have been all over for 2 or 3 years now.
Do that.
All over. Because he's been bad. This season, he's been very, very good.
They're in a playoff spot.
For Seattle. Yeah. So a lot of what Team Germany accomplishes at this tournament is going to have to go through Grubauer in the same way that we talked about Lucas Dostal for the Czechs. Grubauer is going to have to steal a game or two here. The first line for Germany is one of the scariest at the tournament.
That's so good.
Draisaitl's obviously completely absurd, but one of the most underrated performances I've seen in recent memory was the duo of Tim Stützle and JJ Peterka at I think it was the 2020 or 2021 World Juniors. It was the COVID one.
Mm-hmm.
Germany had no business beating anyone who they beat. Stützle and very underratedly Peterka put that team on their backs. So there's already built-in chemistry there, even if they haven't necessarily played that much together in recent memory. And then taking whatever line mate they had in that tournament and replacing them with Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
Is crazy. We know Draisaitl's going to play 25 minutes.
Yep.
Stützle is going to play the same. I would imagine Peterka plays the same. And from then, everyone else just has to pull their weight.
And I think in the group that they're in, I could see them beating Denmark. I could see them. It's going to be a tough contest, but I think they can beat Latvia. USA is obviously going to be the favorite in that. But this is a group that can get in.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Seider is having, he's going to get Norris votes this year. Might even get a sneaky Hart vote or two. He's having an absolutely unbelievable year. Underestimate Team Germany at your own peril. I'm serious. I know we talked about how I don't really know this guy's name. I don't know this guy's name. Even Tobias Reeder, Dominic Cahoon, these are all guys who
have played
and would know a lot of the guys who are coming over. Underestimate these guys at your own peril. A lot of crazy top-end talent. If they get a few saves and they get some performances from their non-NHL guys, they could medal. I'm not kidding.
Jesse, a guy that stands out for me in that top six is Lucas Reichel. He's a high draft pick for the Chicago Blackhawks. Didn't work out there, so they sent him to the Canucks, and now the Canucks are trying to trade him. This could be a tournament where, the Canucks are like, hey, we're going to get something for Lucas Reichel now. But it's also a tournament where he can say, this is why I was drafted this high, right? Like you can take a tournament like this and maybe get a third team to take a chance on you. No?
Yeah, you're thinking he uses this as motivation, jumping off point?
Well, yeah, just be like, look at what I was able to do on this team, Germany, right? Because I think anytime you have a first round pick, especially the guy that went that high, and they don't work out, you're like, well, there was a reason, though, that they were drafted there.
International tournaments are great for getting paid professionals to ignore an abundance of evidence for a very tiny bit of evidence.
Yeah.
Right? So I agree with the sentiment that you're throwing out there. I think he's almost like a victim of his own success. And sometimes you'll see an example of a player who is extremely talented, but maybe made the NHL a little too early. And he's almost like a prisoner within his contract.
Right. Yeah, that could be it.
Like he's on this team for a reason.
Okay, and we're going to get through a few more teams, but very quickly. Okay?
It's just on the Germany front. Like as much as I love to chuckle through Adam trying to cough through all of these names, and how much we don't know EHL and what he can do. Just the way this tourney's laid out, this could be the team that gets one of the 4 buys past the play-in round.
Yeah.
They can beat up on the other 2 teams in their group, and then if they hang tight against USA, especially because they have 2 stars on their team that are as good as anybody in this entire tournament. You have Draisaitl on the top line, and you have Mo Seider at the top of your defense. Those 2 guys are going to drive everything. Everything's going to be through them, and if they have good tournaments, you can easily see them beating the other 2 teams in the group and then hanging tight with USA and then having a decent shot through the elimination bracket.
The 2 greatest players in German history on this team right now, Jesse, in their prime.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you get a performance out of JJ Peterka that we know he has the abilities to have, if you get Tim Stützle to play at the best of his abilities, and then you get the European guys who I don't know how much they've all played together, but they play a certain style of European hockey that might throw off the North American skaters. There's a chance here where Germany looks really good in this tournament and has a really deep run. If you're looking for a dark horse to medal or at least get into that bronze game, Germany would be my pick.
I agree.
Let's not forget, and I think a lot of European hockey fans watching this right now are going to feel this in a very serious way. There is something that Canada and the US and maybe Sweden and Finland bring into these tournaments, and that's hubris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're going to overlook these guys, these non-NHL guys, and they always give them fits. Like you watch tournaments all the time and you're like, they're going to win 10-0. And it's like you squeak out a 2-1 win if you're lucky.
Yep.
Something like that. And the one last thing I was going to say, the list of players who have been better since Christmas than Tim Stützle is extremely short.
It's basically Nikita Kucherov, and maybe that's it.
It's short.
Just quickly, their first power play unit, I did want to throw this out there. Draisaitl, Stützle, Peterka, Reichel, and Seider. That's pretty nasty.
great.
Yeah, don't take a penalty against Germany.
And Steve,
Yeah.
you mentioned those teams that the bigger teams take advantage of and they underestimate, I should say. The thing that those smaller teams do is they get great goaltending.
Yeah.
That's the X factor with a lot of these teams. And Grubauer, despite the years of evidence before that, has shown this year that he can be that goaltender and have a really good game.
He was runner-up for the Vezina once.
Yeah. At one point.
There's a reason he has the contract he currently has, and it's because of that.
If Grubauer gets hot here, I don't know. I like Germany.
Yeah, I do too.